Have you ever noticed how some people seem to have a kind of master key that unlocks opportunities, achievements, and even life transformations? It's not magic. It's not luck. It's a simple but incredibly powerful habit: writing down goals. It sounds trivial, I know, but what few people realize is that this gesture, done the right way, can be the turning point between a life of frustration and a journey of real achievements. The problem is that most people live on autopilot. They run, they work, they dream, but they don't stop to write down what they really want. And then it becomes difficult to grow, maintain discipline, have clarity, or consistency. Without written goals, everything becomes just an idea. And an idea doesn't build a future. But don't worry, because in this video you'll discover how this habit can become your best ally. Get ready to learn why writing down goals can transform your productivity, your routine, and even your mindset. We'll explore real stories, scientific studies, and practical strategies that you can apply today, and who knows, start experiencing your own transformation. If you feel like you're stuck, that your life could be on another level, but you don't know where to start, stay with me. Because maybe all you're missing is paper, a pen, and a decision. So subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and come with me on this journey toward a life of more clarity, discipline, and real results. The change starts now. James was no technological genius, nor was he the heir to a vast fortune. Quite the opposite. He worked 2 jobs, lived on a tight budget, and often went to bed exhausted. But there was one thing he did religiously every night: he wrote down his goals. He always did it in the same notebook, with the same pen, on the same kitchen table. There, he clearly defined what he wanted to achieve, even when everything around him told him otherwise. While many people complained about life or waited for the right time, James already had a plan. He wrote down specific goals: pay off debt, start a business, travel to Japan, read 60 books. These weren't just wishful thinking. They were goals with deadlines, actions, and reasons behind them. This routine brought more commitment to his daily life. And without realizing it, he began to develop a new mindset for productivity and personal growth. 5 years passed. And guess what? He managed to cross off every item on his list. He paid off every debt penny by penny, started a small online business, visited Japan, and became a voracious reader. Not because he was lucky, but because he planted, watered, and harvested with discipline and consistency. Writing down his goals worked like a compass. When distractions arose, he went back to the notebook. When he thought about giving up, he reread his reasons. James' story is not a fairy tale, but clear reflection of the power of intentional planning. Writing down goals is what kept his dreams from getting lost in the chaos of everyday life. This simple practice created a filter for his decisions and habits, helping him say no to whatever was keeping him from achieving his goals. The clarity that writing provided empowered him, and the notebook literally became the map for his life change. Maybe your name isn't James, but you can do what he did. The secret isn't in the starting condition, but in the direction you take. If you feel like you're going around in circles, maybe it's time to stop and write down what you really want. Nothing changes until you change. And often, that change starts with a blank sheet of paper, a pen in hand, and a courageous decision to go further. The human mind is like a search engine that goes after what you feed it. When you write down a goal clearly, you're sending a direct command to your brain. It's like typing into Google, "I want to be financially free by age 40. From there, your focus begins to filter ideas, habits, and opportunities related to that goal. Writing down goals gives you direction. And if you have direction, you avoid distractions. Vague phrases like, "I want to be happy," or "I want to make more money" don't tell your brain anything. It needs specific commands, like "I want to save 10,000 reais in 12 months," or "I want to run 5 kilometers 3 times a week." This clarity turns your thoughts into actions. What's more, it helps you say no more easily to everything that doesn't contribute to your goals. Clarity is a filter, and a filter is freedom. Writing also takes your ideas out of the mental realm, where everything seems chaotic, and organizes everything before your eyes. You start to see what really matters. This reduces anxiety, increases your sense of control, and improves your productivity. It's like doing a mental house cleaning. An overloaded brain can't perform at peak performance, but a focused brain knows exactly where to invest its energy. This constant practice creates a domino effect. By writing down goals and reviewing them frequently, you begin to act with more intention. Your day-to-day decisions, what to eat, who to hang out with, where to spend your time, begin to be influenced by what you've written down. This is discipline in action, without forced effort. Little by little, you stop living on autopilot and start living strategically. Writing also reveals inconsistencies that go unnoticed. Sometimes you say you want to change your life, but you act as if you are comfortable with stagnation. When you write and come across your own words, there is no way to fool yourself. This strengthens your commitment to your habits and goals. And the truth is, those who have clarity live better, make better decisions, and grow faster. Writing down goals seems simple, but many people get stuck when it comes to putting them down on paper. Have you ever stopped to think about why? Fear of failure is a major villain. Admitting to a concrete goal means taking responsibility and, in a way, opening up space for the risk of making mistakes. It's as if the mind says, what if I can't do it? I'd better not even try. This fear paralyzes, and procrastination becomes a perfect excuse to avoid discomfort. Another powerful reason is the fear of being judged by others. When you write down a goal and someone finds out, it automatically creates extra pressure. What if you fail? What if others laugh? Insecurity about social approval makes many people prefer to keep their goals secret, or worse, just in their heads. But between us, dreams kept hidden do not produce results, only accumulated frustration. An interesting piece of data from Fidelity from 2023 shows that 47% of Americans feel anxious about their financial future. This emotional burden makes many people avoid setting clear goals. It's as if the brain prefers to live in a comfortable fog, even if it means staying stagnant. The truth is that the unknown scares, but the lack of a plan is what keeps the fear alive and strong. There's also the aspect of discipline. Writing goals requires daily commitment. It requires consistency. And this routine, for those who are not used to it, is almost a revolution. If a person is not ready to change habits, they will naturally resist anything that exposes this need for transformation. So often, the rejection of the act of writing goals is a reaction to the change that they themselves are asking for. But the good news is that facing these fears is the first step toward real change. Recognizing what's holding you back helps unlock your mind and heart. And little by little, the act of writing down goals stops being a threat and becomes a powerful ally. It's the beginning of a journey of personal growth that no one else can do for you, but that you can definitely start right now. Many people fear failure, but the truth is that the biggest regret comes not from trying and failing, but from never trying. Writing down your goals is the first step to taking your dreams out of the realm of illusion and putting them into practice. It is a courageous decision to take control of your own life, even knowing that the path will be challenging. Those who do not write down their goals end up living at the mercy of chance and inertia. Les Brown, one of the greatest motivators of our time, has a golden saying, shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll still be among the stars. Writing down goals is like aiming for the sky, even if the path is long and full of obstacles. The act of recording your intentions creates an internal commitment, a silent pact that makes you persist, even when you feel like giving up. When you write, you give shape and life to your ideas, making them real and tangible. This creates a kind of positive pressure to act, because you are no longer just dreaming, you are planning and moving toward it. This commitment fosters discipline and consistency, two indispensable qualities for those who want to transform their lives and generate sustainable personal growth. Furthermore, the simple act of writing helps transform abstract goals into concrete steps. You begin to see what you need to do today, tomorrow, and next week to move forward. This increases your productivity because it makes it clear what is a priority. And when productivity improves, life change stops being a promise and becomes a real result. So, if there's one thing you can start doing today to kickstart your evolution, it's this habit writing. Writing clearly, with focus and with purpose. Because every big change starts with a small gesture. And that gesture is within your reach. You just have to decide that it's time to act. To avoid making mistakes when writing goals, a powerful method is growth, which helps you organize everything in a simple and efficient way. The letter G stands for goal. It is essential to be specific and clear about what you want. Instead of I want to lose weight, choose I want to lose 5 kilograms in 3 months. This creates a precise direction for your mind and daily actions. The letter R stands for reason. You need to understand and write down why this goal is important. What transformation will it bring to your life? This reason will act as fuel in moments of discouragement. For example, I want to lose weight, so I have more energy and health to play with my children. Having this emotional connection is vital for commitment. The O of the method refers to obstacles. Think about and write down the challenges you're likely to face. It could be lack of time, laziness, doubts, or even people who discourage you. Listing obstacles is not about making excuses, but about preparing yourself and planning how to overcome them. Being clear about the barriers helps you maintain discipline and consistency in your course. The W stands for when, that is, set deadlines for your goals. Without a deadline, the goal loses strength and becomes a distant dream. I want to finish my course by November 30th creates urgency and focus. This date will help you plan your habits and productivity, distributing daily actions that lead to the desired result. Finally, the method ends with T and H, which stand for track and habits. Review your progress weekly, adjust as needed, and celebrate small wins. Connect your goals to daily habits that reinforce your commitment, whether it's waking up earlier, studying for 30 minutes, or planning your day. This combination turns intention into real-life change. Maria was never a natural athlete. In fact, I even avoided exercise, thinking that running was for other people. But she decided to write down an ambitious goal to run a marathon in 12 months. She wrote everything down clearly, including deadlines and reasons. This commitment gave her the discipline she needed to start changing habits, even if it was just running a few minutes a day at first. She broke the big goal down into smaller steps first. Run 1 kilometer without stopping, then 3 kilometers and 5 kilometers, always respecting her pace and the obstacles that appeared. This created a motivating effect. Each smaller achievement served as fuel for the next step. Mariah's consistency grew, and her commitment to the routine became firm like an unshakable habit. The transformation wasn't just physical. Maria realized that by writing down her goals and tracking her progress, she gained more mental clarity and focus in other areas of her life. The habit of planning small steps spread to her work, studies, and even her relationships with her family. The marathon became a symbol of a bigger change, proof that it is possible to change your life, step by step. At the end of the 12 months, Maria not only completed the marathon, she surpassed her own expectations, finishing with strength and joy. Her story shows that the power of writing down goals goes far beyond paper. It's an invitation to commit, create habits, and grow consistently. And the best part, anyone can start now, even without prior experience. If Maria could do it, why can't you? The secret is to have clarity, discipline, and, above all, the commitment that comes when you transform a desire into a written, revised, and lived plan. Before she became world famous, J.K. Rowling faced many hardships. As a widow, a single mother, and living on a shoestring, she could easily have given up on her dreams. But even in the face of adversity, she maintained one essential habit: writing down her goals and persisting. She had a clear goal to publish her Harry Potter story, and she didn't let rejections get her down. She was rejected by 12 publishers, but she never stopped believing in what she had written. This commitment, fueled by the clarity of her goals, kept her going. J.K. Rowling revised her plans, adjusted strategies, and cultivated habits that fueled her productivity. Even when the path seemed impossible, she knew that success comes from discipline and consistency. Her story is a reminder that writing down goals doesn't mean the path will be easy, but it does give you a roadmap to follow. By putting her goals on paper, JK created a roadmap that guided her through the maze of rejection to success. This life-changing habit helped her stay focused and turn dreams into tangible results. Furthermore, J.K. Rowling understood that life change requires continuous personal growth. She used her goals as a guide to develop skills, seek learning, and keep her motivation high. Her trajectory is living proof that discipline and planning go hand in hand to build a legacy. If you're facing challenges, remember her persistence. Writing down goals, even when all seems lost, can be your secret weapon to overcoming difficulties. With clarity, commitment, and the right habits, anyone can turn obstacles into stepping stones to success. Writing down goals goes far beyond simply putting your wishes on paper. It's a tool that transforms behaviors and decisions. When you write down your goals, you'll start to notice subtle changes in your daily life, such as greater focus and discipline. This happens because your mind is constantly aligned with what you've written down, making your actions more intentional and productive. Additionally, written goals have the power to change your social circle. People who share clear goals tend to attract more positive and motivating connections, while leaving behind influences that do not add up. This transformation in the environment is crucial to maintaining consistency and commitment, since we are, in large part, a product of the people we associate with. Discipline and productivity also take on new meaning. With well-defined goals, time stops being an enemy and becomes an ally. You start to prioritize tasks that really matter, avoid procrastination, and develop daily habits that boost your personal growth. Life change has become a natural consequence of this structured routine. The impact of writing down goals doesn't stop there. It boosts your self-esteem and self-confidence. Seeing your progress and achievements crossed off your list gives you a constant sense of victory, which fuels your motivation to keep going. It's a virtuous cycle where each step you take builds momentum for the next, making you a better version of yourself. Ultimately, this habit creates mental and emotional clarity, giving you more control over the future. You stop being a spectator in your own life and become the protagonist. And this attitude is what opens doors, opportunities, and results that previously seemed distant. Writing down goals is, therefore, a key that unlocks not only objectives, but also a new way of living. There are several ways to put your goals on paper or on a screen and track your progress. The traditional option is to use a physical notebook or journal. Writing by hand helps your ideas stick in your brain and creates an emotional connection to what you want to accomplish. Plus, carrying a notebook around makes it easier to record insights and adjustments in your daily life. For those who prefer technology, apps like Google Docs, Notion, Strides, and Todoist are excellent allies. They offer organization, reminders, and even progress charts, which help maintain discipline and consistency. Digital also allows easy access from anywhere, which increases productivity and the chance for a constant review. Another powerful tool is the vision board. Putting together a board with images, words, and phrases related to your goals makes everything more concrete and visual. This representation helps to activate positive emotions and reinforces commitment. It is worth putting this board in a visible place to remind yourself daily of what you want to achieve. In addition to these options, mixing methods can be interesting. For example, using a notebook for daily notes and an app to track larger goals and deadlines. The important thing is to choose what works best for you and commit to using it regularly. Consistency in reviewing and recording is what makes the difference. Ultimately, what really matters is having a system that facilitates clarity, focus, and tracking of your goals. Whether physical, digital, or visual, these tools are supports for maintaining discipline and transforming your habits into results. Choose yours, grab your pen or keyboard, and get started now. Now that you understand the transformative power of writing down goals, I have a simple challenge for you that can change the course of your life. Grab a pen and paper or open your favorite app and write down 5 clear goals for the most important areas: personal, professional, health, financial, and spiritual. It doesn't have to be something huge. The important thing is to start with clarity and purpose. Then, for each goal, answer the following questions. Why is important to you? What is the first step you will take? And when will you review your progress? These questions will help you build commitment and discipline, as well as making your actions more productive. Remember, it's not just about writing it down. It's about taking action with focus and consistency. If you want, share these goals with someone you trust. Studies show that sharing your goals increases accountability and the chance of success. But be careful with those who might discourage or judge you. Choose someone who pushes you forward. The circle you create around you directly influences your personal growth and life change. Start small, celebrate each achievement, and don't beat yourself up too much. Lasting changes are made through consistent habits and daily discipline. And writing down goals is the first and most powerful of these habits. By doing this today, you are putting into practice what many only dream about. So, are you going to accept the challenge? Get your hands dirty now and start turning your dreams into reality. Your life deserves this commitment. And remember, the next step is just a written sentence away. Now that you know the power of a simple habit, writing down goals, the question remains, what are you going to do with this information? Are you going to keep this knowledge stored in your head? Or are you going to take action to change your life? Think about the areas that need the most growth and discipline. Can you imagine how your routine can be more productive and focused just by having clarity and commitment? Transformation begins with a decision. You're a decisionto. Put your goals on paper and follow through with your plan consistently. How do you feel about your current goals? Are you ready for the challenge of turning your dreams into real, tangible goals? The answer lies in your commitment, in the discipline you build daily, in the habits you cultivate. Be honest what's stopping you from starting today. Fear of failure, fear of change, or simply the habit of procrastination. Reflect on this and use this awareness as fuel to move forward. And remember, even the greatest achievements start with a small step, and that step could be a simple sentence written right now. If you enjoyed this content and want to continue evolving on your journey of personal growth and productivity, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and watch our next videos. Here, we are committed to making real changes in your life with clarity, discipline, and results that you can measure.